Welcome indoor cycling fans for stage 2 on the Swedish Zwift Riders Midweek Autumn Series. The race has already started while we take a look on the general classification after stage 1, with Honey from the UK in first, Von Schenk in second, Wigman from Sweden in third, and in seventh RF from the team. We're 1 kilometer into this race. And if you like what we do, guys, maybe subscribe to the channel. It would help us out a lot. And we would also like to thank the subscribers, new subscribers from last week. Today's stage is the Legends and Lava stage. After a lead-in of 400 meters, the riders await 24.6 kilometers. So 25 kilometers in total. It's an important stage for RF today. The team has a plan and hopefully it will work out just fine. Start of the race is constantly hilly. So there might be some opportunities to attack. Now we see a Ffwd from our Irish friends from Racing Without Borders. Darren Curtis from Racing Without Borders is present today. Here he is, Peter's on his Pinktron bike. Peter's moving up to the front. As I said, the start is hilly and completely at the end the riders will have to climb the volcano. So it's important to save some energy for the end of this stage. Wikłacz from Poland in the front, and now it looks like RF and Peters are trying to break away. First attack of the day. And both fast forward team members are pushing hard. Ffwd is trying to close the gap. The two riders now have more or less 3, 4, 5 seconds gap over the first group, so to say. Now RF taking over. Really try to liven up the race. In the top right hand corner on the map you can see there's a split in the group behind. So Peters and RF are causing some damage at least. Novak and MP up with RF and Peters. And here's the rest of the group. So proper first attack, but it's over. Now 20 riders in the first group. The second group now pushing hard to close the gap. We see a weak man in the second group. And just to let you guys know, Von Schenk isn't racing today. So all eyes on Westerlund and Wickman for RF and Peters. Of course, there are some more good riders in this first group. Yehu from Wales, Mills, McDonald from the USA, Carlson, just to name a few. Now 5 kilometers into this race. RF and Peters in the middle of the pack. So Tismaki from Sweden, still in the first group. Now Westerlund in the wheel of RF. The first group is a bit stretched out. 2 riders trying to break away. Now there's a small gap, so Peters needs to work. Trying to close that gap. Rejoins, and the attack from MP is almost over. Peters side by side with Gottberg at the end of the, or at least the back of the group. Not much happening at the moment. First group packed together. Kilometers into this race, and here's RF once again. Peter's speeding up as well. So once again it's the fast forward team members trying to liven up the race. I think RF and Peters are going to be caught up quite easily. Here they are already. Looks like Peters is falling behind. Has to leave a gap, so he needs to push because RF needs the support of Peters for the rest of this race, especially in that flat middle section of this race. So here he is. Almost at that flat section of the stage. So we assume nothing much will happen there. After 9.2 kilometers, we have 21 riders at the head of the race. Now we make a small jump in the race. It's an angler from the USA trying to break away. On this gravel part, now on the bridge. No immediate reaction from the group. Looks like Peters is trying to close the gap, also RF trying to move up in the front. Gap with angler is 3 seconds, now 2. Also MPE 360 from Switzerland. Trying to close the gap. But it's Peters who's first at angler. So the breakaway from the USA man is over. But a good effort nonetheless. So now it's all flat out to the start of the climb. So here we are. the moment it's a RF side by side with an angler. So a Wichlacz from Poland. So a strong rider, the Polish man. Peter's of course staying close with his teammate. Our Irish friend Flynn is still in the first group. Now Peter's trying to get RF back in the front. Good race from Peters today. Three kilometers left to go. Incline of 5% at the moment. So no steep climbs, but it's fairly long, and for sure a lot will happen here. You can see it on the map, the group is stretched out. De Anda from Mexico now in the front, followed by a Wichlacz, and Peters once again trying to close the gap. Small downhill part. And here it goes up again. Now RF in 13th place. Donald 3 seconds behind. Westerlund 10. Mills 12. But Dismaki is still in the first group. Also Wichlacz. RF closing the gap. Once again, it's an angler in the front. And here's Flynn. Flynn's having a great race as well. Ref pushing hard, trying to move up once again. Now RF in the wheel of Jehu, and here's Tiesmaki in that white jersey. And from Mexico, the lead of 2 seconds. Looks like RF is struggling now. Also Peter's already 9 seconds behind. So RF has to do this last kilometer all by himself. Just like last week, it looks like he lacks the power to do so. Not able to close the gap. So weak clutch is in the front. Also a Flynn. Ducker from Germany. Engler. Versick from Germany. RF battling it out now with a Tiesmaki. Tiesmaki just a few places behind on RF in the general classification. Weak clutch, just 2 places in front of RF. The gap with a Tiesmaki now at 2 seconds. Hopefully RF can stay in front of Tiesmaki. Peter's now taking things easy in the back. His work is done. Tiesmaki trying to get back in the race. Only 9 meters behind on RF. And behind Tiesmaki there's a gap of 11 seconds with Jehu and Versick. We're almost at the finish line right now. Last final push of RF, 6.3 watts. It looks like he's going to win the battle with Tiesmaki. So that's good for the final result on the general classification. And the gap with Westerlund, 32 seconds. So RF finishing, and here's the final Zwift Power Points ranking after 2 stages. There's Honey from the UK still in first. And RF moving up the general classification from 7th place to a 2nd. Tiesmaki in 3rd, also a good jump from him. Westerlund in 4th, Wakeman 5th. Wiklatch from Poland, good job. Mills, Jehu, McDonald, great job as well. And in 10th, Peters from the team, so 2 fast forward team members in the top 10. So guys, like I said earlier, if you like what we do, maybe subscribe to the channel. See you next week. Right on.